Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Prabhupada, Jai Jai Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnupad Paramans Parivrajakaacharya Stotra Shat His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Ravinda Bhakti Vedanta Ridandi Gosai Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrit. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासादि श्री श्री गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Reading from Chaitanya Charitamrit, Madhya Leela, chapter 13, verse 158 onwards. Translation. Your loving qualities always attract me to Vrindavan. Indeed, they will bring me back within 10 or 20 days, and when I return, I shall enjoy both day and night with you and all the damsels of Rajabhumi. While speaking to Srimati Radharani, Krishna became very anxious to return to Vrindavan. He made her listen to a verse which banished all her difficulties and which assured her that she would again attain Krishna. Lord Sri Krishna said, "Devotional service unto me is the only way to attain me. My dear gopis, whatever love and affection you have attained for me by good fortune is the only reason for my returning." This is a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:80-44. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would sit in his room with Swarup Damodar and taste the topics of these verses day and night. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced completely absorbed in ecstatic emotion. While looking at the face of Lord Jagannath, he danced and recited these verses. No one can describe the good fortune of Sarup Damodar Goswami, for he is always absorbed in the service of the Lord with his body, mind, and words. The senses of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were identical with the senses of Sarup. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to become fully absorbed in tasting the singing of Sarup Damodar. In emotional ecstasy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would sometimes sit on the ground and looking down would write on the ground with his finger. Fearing that the Lord would injure his finger by writing in this way, Sarup Damodar checked him with his own hand. Sarup Damodar used to sing exactly according to the ecstatic emotion of the Lord. Whenever a particular mellow was being tasted by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sarup Damodar would personify it by singing. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu looked upon the beautiful lotus-like face and eyes of Lord Jagannath. The Lord Jagannath was garlanded, dressed with nice garments and adorned with beautiful ornaments. His face was glittering from the rays of sunshine and the entire atmosphere was fragrant. An ocean of transcendental bliss expanded in the heart of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the symptoms of madness immediately intensified like a hurricane. The madness of transcendental bliss created waves of various emotions. The emotions appeared like opposing soldiers staging a fight. There was an increase in all natural emotional symptoms. Thus, there were awakening emotions, peacefulness, joined, mixed, transcendental and prevalent emotions and impetuses for emotion. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's body appeared like a transcendental Himalayan mountain bearing ecstatic emotional flower trees, all of them blooming. The sight of all these symptoms attracted everyone's mind and consciousness. Indeed, the Lord sprinkled everyone's mind with the nectar of transcendental love of Godhead. He sprinkled the minds of the servants of Lord Jagannath, the government officers, the pilgrim visitors, the general populace, and all the residents of Jagannath Puri. Upon seeing the dancing and the ecstatic love of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everyone became astonished. In their hearts, they became infatuated with love of Krishna. Everyone danced and chanted in ecstatic love, and a great noise resounded. Everyone was overwhelmed with transcendental bliss just to see the dancing of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Apart from the others, even Lord Jagannath and Lord Balram with great happiness began to move very slowly upon seeing the dancing of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Jagannath and Lord Balram sometimes stopped the car and happily observed Lord Chaitanya's dancing. Anyone who was able to see them stop, watch the dancing, bore witness to their pastimes. When Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing and wandering in this way, he fell down in front of Maharaj Prataparudra. Maharaj Prataparudra picked the Lord up with great respect, but upon seeing the king, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to his external senses. After seeing the king, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu condemned himself, saying, "Oh, how pitiful it is that I have touched a person who is interested in mundane affairs." Not even Lord Nityananda Prabhu, Kashishvara or Govinda took care of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he fell down. Nityananda was in great ecstasy and Kashishvara and Govinda were elsewhere. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had already been satisfied by the king's behavior, for the king had accepted the service of a sweeper for Lord Jagannath. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually desired to see the king. However, just to warn his personal associates, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, externally expressed feelings of anger. Purport. When Maharaj Prataparudra asked to see the Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately refused by saying, "Nishkinchanasya bhagavad bhajanonmukhasya Param param jigamishorбhavasagarasya sandarshanam vishainam athayoshitam cha ha hanta hanta vishabhakshanto apya sadhu. The word nishkinchanasya refers to a person who has finished his material activities. Such a person can begin to execute his activities in Krishna consciousness to cross over the ocean of nations. It is very dangerous for such a person to have intimate relationships with mundane people or to become intimately related to women. This formality is to be observed by anyone who is serious about going back home, back to Godhead. To teach his personal associates these principles, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu expressed external anger when touched by the king. Since the Lord was very much satisfied with the humble behavior of the king, he intentionally allowed the king to touch him, but externally he expressed anger just to warn his personal associates. So these set of verses describes the Lord's dancing at Rath Yatra. And if you see the cover page, Prabhupada has rightly, printed under his direction, Mahaprabhu dancing and Lord Jagannath himself witnessing the Lord's dancing. And so which means this is the main subject matter of this volume of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Of course, these set of verses also describe about how in the initial phases you have the emotions expressed between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Jagannath, and he's reciprocating in the mood of Radharani. So we'll come to that in a minute. I would like to cover this portion of Prataparudra. So when Sriman Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was about to go to South India, and not many devotees were aware, he suddenly left to the trip to South India. And then at that point of time when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he realized that Mahaprabhu is none other than Krishna himself, he came to his senses. He used to totally surrender himself, and he was completely now dedicated for his service. So looking at that, King Prataparudra also got very motivated, because Prataparudra and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, they were all very close. So Prataparudra requested, can you please introduce me to Sriman Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? I want to get his mercy. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, okay, fine, when Mahaprabhu comes back, I will then introduce you to Mahaprabhu. And then he goes to South India trip. We know he stayed there for many years. He came back after 6 years, which includes his travel to western part of India, to Udupi, and also to modern day Mumbai and all that. So he came back. Then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is introducing to Mahaprabhu. And that's when Mahaprabhu is saying this verse, Nishkinchanasya Bhagavad Bhajanon Mukhasya. That how is that somebody who is Nishkinchana, Akinchana, Nishkinchana, which means they have no desire, material desire, they are free from all the material desires. Like me, a sannyasi, how is that you thought I should associate with him? Because I am in this path of Bhavasagarasya Jigamishor. I want to cross over this material ocean, and I want to go to the spiritual world, and you are asking me to associate with this guy who is a materialistic guy, who is a Vishayinam, which means he is a Vishayi, which means he is involved in all materialistic life and all that, because he is very princely. Obviously, somebody who is a prince, people will think he's just maybe engaging his money in enjoying his senses and all that. So externally it looks like that, but that may not be the true nature of that person. From inside, that person could be a great devotee, like Pundarik Vidyanidhi. He was like extremely rich, And when Gadadhar, was it Gadadhar, was taken by Mukunda to his assembly, he was like, drinking some juice, sitting in his royal throne. He'd look like a royal prince, as if he had no contact with material or with spiritual subjects. But when Mukunda started reciting the verses from Srimad Bhagavatam, I think it was Ahobakiyam verses and all that, Pundarik Vidyanidhi like immediately jumped, like how Mahaprabhu would jump in his ecstasy. He would like completely in transcendental ecstasy, and he would jump and he would dance. And then seeing that, Gadadhar hearts was totally transformed. So one should not kind of identify from external appearance that is this a devotee or not a devotee. We should not be judgmental from external appearance, because it is all consciousness. That's why Prabhupada named the society as Krishna conscious. It's not external, it's internal. So anyways, when Pratapa Rudra in that way, he started sweeping in front of Lord Jagannath's cart, because now he's giving up all his designations of being a king or being the ruler of that state. He's giving up all the designations and he's now becoming a servant. Sarva upadi vinirmuktam tat paraptena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. That somebody who gives up all these designations of being a king or a brahmana or a kshatriya and then just has one identity as a servant of the Supreme Lord, that is when it is called bhakti uchyate. That is when is a true devotional service, where they engage their senses to please the senses of Supreme Lord, who is called as Rishikesha, Rishikena. They engage their senses. So in this case, King Pratapa Rudra, he engaged his body, mind and words in serving the Supreme Lord just by becoming a menial servant, like a sweeper. So when Mahaprabhu saw that now this person is actually, of course he is Supreme Lord, it's just an arrangement of the Lord to motivate everybody. He knows he's a devotee, but to produce this pastime, he is actually now becoming so pleased by seeing that this person is actually becoming a servant and is sweeping in front of Lord Jagannath. That melted the heart of Lord Mahaprabhu, and that's when he casted his mercy to him, that now I will give his mercy, I'll give my mercy to him and let him be successful. And we'll see in the next I think set of verses, that when the Lord reaches to Balagandi offering, that's when they took a break, because Lord Sriman Mahaprabhu is dancing so much. Of course he did not want to take a break, but it's a customary that they take a break in pulling the rath, and they offer nice bhoga to Lord Jagannath, and that's called Balagandi offering. So during that time, Mahaprabhu rested in a garden, and he was very tired. He kind of was lying down, and nobody was there in around him, because it is mentioned here, then when Lord would fall down, nobody will even come to near him, because everybody is kind of scared. Of course they're not scared, but they kind of want to make sure they're not disturbing him in his meditation, in his sattvika bhavas or transcendental ecstasy. And when that moment approached, when the Lord was resting in the garden, now Prataparudra took this opportunity by getting motivation from Sarvabhauma. He said, now this is the opportunity, go and serve Mahaprabhu. He went ahead and he slowly started massaging the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu, because he was thinking Mahaprabhu's feet is now, I should give him some relaxation, because he's been dancing, his legs must be tired. So he started massaging that way. And not just that, when he was massaging, he started reciting Srimad Bhagavatam verses. And it was very intelligent that he chose the verses from the 10th canto, Gopi Gita. And he started chanting, Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavi viriditam kalmashapaham Shravana mangalam Srimadatam bhuvi grinanti ye bhurida jana. When Mahaprabhu heard this first few words, Tava Kathamritam, he was like completely now blissed out. He said, go on, Prataparudra, keep on reciting. And then he started reciting the whole set of Gopi Gita verses. And this actually what now completely pleased Mahaprabhu. Why? Because this is the song when, this is the verses gopis are offering when Krishna suddenly disappeared from Rasa Leela, and they were so much feeling separation from Krishna. They wanted to bring Krishna back to that place, but they were not able to bring him back. They wandered in the dark regions to see and look for Krishna. They were not able to find Krishna. Somehow the moon was shining. They were able to trace to the place where they could find two footsteps, where they could now make out that Krishna has disappeared only with Radha. Anyways, so this is this song when gopis are singing in the mood of separation, and that is a mood of Mahaprabhu. He is Krishna himself, but he is in separation from Krishna. And that separation mood, when Prataparudra recited, that stimulated Mahaprabhu, and he just embraced him like anything, and he just gave his all his mercy. And from that moment, Prataparudra transformed into an amazing devotee, and that was an example. And there was the example where Mahaprabhu is casting his mercy to those who are not even qualified. And there are millions of examples of his mercy. Here we have example of Vasudev, leper. He was having leprosy. When Mahaprabhu was in a yatra to South India, he saw this person who was having leprosy. I don't know if you have seen anybody with leprosy, but I have seen in India many cases where they will, their hands will like kind of start disappearing, some discharge will ooze from their body, and it will be so kind of stinking to go even near that person. But Mahaprabhu, looking at this person's, he was of course a devotee, and Mahaprabhu could see that. He embraced him. How could somebody just embrace somebody who is actually having so much of, in that condition? Mahaprabhu's mercy is in Hindi they say aparampar. You cannot even, it's like astonishing. And that's why in Chaitanya Charitamrit, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is describing that Mahaprabhu is Adbhutya Karunya. He is astonishingly merciful. Adbhut Audarya, he is magnanimous. And Adbhut Vadanyaya, most munificent. So in that way, Mahaprabhu's mercy is like amazing, like an unlimited ocean. And similarly, he has casted his mercy to Prakash Nanda Saraswati and thousands of Mayavadis in Banaras. Like nobody would actually do that in transforming somebody who is a Mayavadi. Because they are very kind of strong in their philosophy, influenced by Shankaracharya's impersonal philosophy, but Mahaprabhu could transform them. And immediately he had like Prakash Nanda Saraswati, and so many of his disciples became Mahaprabhu's followers. And even when he was going through Jarikanda forest, here we have a beautiful picture, he transformed the hearts of even animals, like tigers. They started chanting, and they were completely blissed out. This is nowhere to be found out in any of the forms of Supreme Lord. This is like beyond description, beyond imagination, and that's why this is Achintya. We cannot even conceive Mahaprabhu's mercy. What to speak of giving mercy to Prataparudra. So this is just an amazing, and then the mercy factor, there's the whole separate topic of mercy. I don't want to get there because we don't have even time, but just to give you a hint, in previous chapters, Swarup Damodar is singing a very nice verse where it describes the 10 different aspects of Mahaprabhu's mercy. I think we'll leave that for some other day, but if you just look at that verse, you will feel, wow, what a mercy of Mahaprabhu. This is just like beyond description. So anyways, I also want to touch upon the beginning verses where Mahaprabhu is interacting with Krishna, and he's saying that, and this is of course from the reference in Bhagavatam where gopis are going to Kurukshetra. Krishna has come from Dwaraka. Gopis are meeting Krishna in Kurukshetra. They are asking Krishna, please come to Vrindavan. Krishna is saying, I cannot. I still have my duties to fulfill. I have to go to Dwaraka. I still have few demons to kill, and after that I will come back. He is refusing the request of gopis, and then at that time he is inducing them with the knowledge of jnana that you should, whatever, you should be more patient, I will come back, and he is giving them all this kind of jnana yoga philosophy. Hearing that, gopis said, we don't want that. We cannot even understand this. We don't want your jnana yoga. So anyways, so there Krishna is telling them, okay, I cannot come to Vrindavan, you can come to Dwaraka. Gopi says, we don't want to come to Dwaraka. The moment we come to Dwaraka, we see you in opulence, everybody worshipping you like a king and supreme lord. Our minds get disturbed. I cannot see you as the son of a gopi anymore. I don't want that mood. They said, no, I don't want to come there. Krishna is not able to convince them. So you can look at this. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Ye yathamam prapadyante tam tataiva bhajamyaham. That to the degree you surrender unto me, I will respond. But Krishna is telling gopis that your love, I cannot reciprocate. Na paraye, I cannot reciprocate to the love which you have shown to me. Which means the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita is broken right here. Which means Krishna is not able to keep his promise. Why? Because the gopis' love is like beyond all these, we can say even Bhagavad Gita, because that's the highest. And that reciprocation, Krishna wanted to reciprocate in the form of Mahaprabhu. Now he wanted to come as Sriman Mahaprabhu, and then in separation of Krishna, which is what was the state with the gopis without Krishna, he wanted to taste the same bliss. But one may argue, how is separation becoming a bliss? Separation should be more of misery and melancholy and sadness. But this is where it has become inconceivable, achintya. It is said that the bliss derived from the separation in prema is the highest. It is even higher than union. This is beyond understanding. We really cannot start to understand this. And to make things easier, Sanatan Goswami in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, he says, if you really want to understand how the bliss in separation is highest, you have to ask Radharani. Nobody can explain that. So you can guess there is no answer to that unless you actually have that opportunity to ask. But anyways, which means it's a very, very difficult topic to understand. And that is the same mood of Lord Jagannath. Lord Jagannath, when he is in Dwaraka, even though he is in a Purna form, his form is complete, he is supreme person, but yet he is longing to run to Vrindavan. He is missing the gopis, he is missing the gopas, he is missing the cows, he is missing Nanda Baba and Yashoda. So that love and the sweetness in Vrindavan is so great that it cannot be compared to anything, not even the state in Dwaraka, not even the state in Mathura, because that itself is the form of Jagannath with his very broad eyes. He is looking, where is Vrindavan? And in that mood, when he is getting pulled by all these pandas and their servants from Jagannath Mandir to Gundicha Mandir, it is a resemblance that now the Lord is leaving Dwaraka. he's being taken to Vrindavan, and when Mahaprabhu sees that, he is now uncontrollable in the mood of Vrindavan, and then he starts dancing in ecstasy, and that's what is the whole description in this whole chapter. And that's why this Rath Yatra is so kind of special, that we are giving this mood of Vrindavan not just to the devotees but even to the common people. When they get in touch, of course they may not understand the philosophy, but just by seeing the form of Lord, they get a little bit of sukriti, and we get a good opportunity of giving them this exposure to Krishna consciousness. Anyways, so in Dwaraka, the Lord is the Purna, but yet he's not satisfied. So in Nectar of Devotion, Rupa Goswami, he says that the form in Dwaraka is Purna, which is complete. Of course, that form is higher than the form of Narsimha and Lord Rama. But then he says there is a higher state to that. And he says the form in Mathura is Purna Tara, which is higher, it is more perfect. So the form in Dwaraka is perfect, the form in Mathura is more perfect, but the form in Vrindavan is most perfect, is Purna Tama. And in that state, when the Lord misses that form or that sweetness, he gets pulled, and he gets pulled by the love and devotion of devotees. And that's why in verse 160, Krishna is saying, Mai bhaktir hi bhutanam amritavyaya kalpate dishtya yad asin mat sneho bhaviti nam mad apana. Devotional service unto me is the only way to attain me. My dear gopis, whatever love and affection you have attained for me by good fortune is the only reason for my returning to you, which is Vrindavan. So the love of gopis and the Vrindavan Vasis is something which can actually pull the Lord from Dwaraka to back to Vrindavan. And that's the whole celebration of having Rath Yatra festival. And all this is getting possible by the mercy of Sriman Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and also our Acharyas, and the most prominent being Srila Prabhupada. Without his mercy, how can we even begin to imagine that this mood of Vrindavan, which is actually the highest, is getting manifested even in places like Los Angeles? This is just amazing, beyond description. And that's why this mercy of great devotees just fills the whole world with the mercy and the mood of devotees, and at all levels. But it's also is the devotees who are highest, the gopis. I'm looking at the time. There's so much to speak, but I'll just stop here for any comments, reflections, and questions. Hare Krishna. All right. Grantaraj Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Rath Yatra Maha Mahotsav ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.